Hey, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the full Vanoss gaming drama, going in depth on every single detail to this situation from start to finish without cutting any of the context, because I feel it's very important that I go completely transparent and explain this whole situation for people that haven't been caught up. So I'm going to go through it and run you through every single thing that's happened. I'm not going to cut out details because I'm presuming you know that information. I'm instead just going to give you all of it because I feel like it's probably the best approach to this type of video. And I just hope that this video turns out relatively good. I know that this video is going to embrace some serious topics, so I'm going to warn you that there's predatory behavior discussed here, there is catfishing discussed here, and there is a lot of manipulation discussed here. With that being said though, let's get right into the video, and I'm going to start it by discussing the drama alert that came out recently from Ohmwrecker and obviously everyone's favourite Keemstar. But before I do, this video is sponsored by Galmon, who have kindly sent me their PD1161 tablet, which is an incredible product that I've had the chance of getting my hands on, having a look at, and having a bit of fun with over the past few days, and as such, I'd like to give you my thoughts on the product and promote it a little bit towards the end of this video. With that in mind, before I begin, here's my intro. Hi, I'm HarleyTBS, a smaller YouTuber with 25,000 subscribers as of recording this video. I believe I'll be at like 26k when this video actually comes out. Not really sure because obviously I schedule my videos ahead of time. But I appreciate all the recent support, thank you. And if you aren't supporting me already, feel free to. Just go down below and click subscribe on the channel. By clicking subscribe on the channel, you support me and you support more videos like this one. You allow me to make more videos on basically everything that I could ever possibly discuss, which is incredibly kind of you. And I'd appreciate if you could get me to 30k subscribers by the end of the year. While you're down there, you may also notice two different buttons. One is the notification button, which if you just click one tap, you get notified every time I upload. You don't have to watch every video necessarily, but at least you'll know that they're coming out so you don't miss any of them. While you're down there, you may also notice that there is a join button to the left of it. If you click the join button, you can donate an amount of your choosing towards the channel to help fund and support these videos. By doing so, your support would be highly appreciated, and I could not overstate how much it means to me. Donations allow me to produce whatever content I want, allow me to fund this content, improve on it, develop my content, hire editors, all of that stuff, graphic designers, everything you could possibly need to continue improving these videos and make them better and better and better so that you can continue to enjoy high quality content at your fingertips. With that being said though, if you could support me in any way, that'd be incredibly cool. But you can also check out my other social media linked in the description if you don't want to support me financially. You can get to see more of me and just help me grow up my other platforms so that I can continue to grow these videos and promote them and just have more fun on social media, having conversations with you guys, all of that stuff. So if you want to support me on those platforms, that would be incredibly appreciated. Thank you for all the recent support, and with that being said, let's get right into it. Alright, let's start at the beginning. Ohmwrecker appeared on Drama Alert discussing how H2ODelirious had been misled into having phone sex with an apparent 17-year-old. Then, Ohmwrecker discusses how, apparently in the Vanoss crew, they'd been trading illicit images of fans, minors, and adults, which is a very hefty allegation to make against a lot of content creators all at once, insinuating that that whole group was responsible for sharing illegal images of minors, while also alleging that one in particular had had the equivalent of phone sex with a minor. These allegations don't go under the radar, you know? And obviously this drama alert received immediate backlash, mainly from people pointing out how Ohmwrecker in the past had also made false allegations against another content creator, that content creator being Markiplier, where he made similar allegations. To which Ohmwrecker replied by showing the fact that apparently it was Jacksepticeye that provided this allegation in the first place, and Ohmwrecker seems to have run with it just being something that was probably mentioned in passing comment before Jack even knew Markiplier, as far as we can tell, and instead has become some huge issue because Ohmwrecker ran with it without evidence. Which really speaks for itself. This concept of Ohmwrecker being unable to verify sources is also proven when Ohmwrecker shares a false email that he received from someone that admitted they wrote it and admitted they made it up to bait him, that accused H2ODelirious of illicit crimes. Ohmwrecker retweeted and shared this image without any proof, and when being called out just deleted their tweet and acted like nothing happened. But this is where we start getting into the real juice, as H2ODelirious releases a response about Ohmwrecker, with his first tweet reading, "Screw Ohm, that manipulative piece of shit. He's not the saint he claims, all his lies and twists are because two groups decided they didn't want to play games with him. And he allegedly did the same thing with Markiplier. Ask him why he cheated on his real life girlfriend he likes to keep a secret, Jamie Pang. And while this initial response doesn't actually do much for H2ODelirious' argument, other than making more allegations and spurring more drama, H2ODelirious releases a twit longer going into detail about the alleged call that he had with the minor. This thread starts by saying, I do want to address one thing that's been said about me that has been completely misrepresented. It's something I have for many years been embarrassed about, and destroyed my trust for years. I never wanted to have to talk about this, I still don't, but it's being forced upon me. 9 years ago, 2 people thought it would be funny to do something very messed up as a form of hazing me. It's no secret I was easily excited and very crude when I was in my early 20s. Someone I had played with a few times prior on Xbox messaged me, saying they were only wearing a towel. This caught my attention and interest. She invited me to a voice call, and this led to the equivalent of phone sex. At the time, I did not know anything about her. I was just excited a woman was coming onto me out of nowhere. This was before any of us were big on YouTube. I was dumb. A week or so later, I started hearing from the group about an audio recording of me with her. I was shocked, felt betrayed, and to this day, I can't bring myself to fully forgive them for this. It came to light that the two got the lady to message me, coming onto me, and saying those things just to record it. She was on a call with them the whole time, and they recorded it and shared it. I'm so embarrassed and ashamed still. I, to this day, still don't know if this part is true, but while being taunted for it, they also said the woman wasn't even a woman at all yet, and was only 17. I don't know if she was, or if it was just said to make me feel worse. I was furious with everyone involved, but at the advice of others in the group, I decided it was best that we cut the crap and moved on. I let it go. Now it's being brought back to light and I have to talk about it. I don't want to name who, they know who they are, it sucks. Now, given there's no other evidence to actually prove what happened in this situation, other than word of mouth, and what we can presume from other testimony from the other people involved in that call, being Marcel, who replied to this Twitter thread which I'm about to get into, all we can presume is that H2ODelirious was misled into being led into a call with someone he didn't really know, and having phone sex. He was then also misled into believing that they were 17. Now, given the person responsible for this quote-unquote prank has come out and said that everything in this thread is true, or at least hasn't denounced anything, I am likely to believe the fact that H2ODelirious was misled, and didn't knowingly, at least, have any involvement with a minor. However, the other person who was responsible for this, who has responded, should definitely be called out for it, though given it was so long ago, I don't think it's right to hold them accountable. I think they realise very clearly what they've done wrong. This should have been left in the past, but now it's been brought back up by Ohm. Okay, money time. The Galmon PD1161 is an incredible tablet that I'm lucky enough to have been sponsored by Galmon and given for completely free. So, thank you Galmon for that support, and I'd like to give you a brief explanation of the product, how incredible it is, and just give you my reasons why you should definitely buy this product. The Galmon PD1161 offers 8 different express keys which you can alter to your own benefit, along with the pen also having 2 different keys on it that you can alter to do basically any possible function on a computer, which is just incredible. It's so easy to have a device that has all of the settings you could possibly need at your fingertips to expand upon and customize to whatever works best for you. The Galmon PD116 spouts a incredible 1920 by 1080 screen on an 11.6 inch monitor, while also boasting a pen with 8,192 levels of pressure sensitivity. The Galmon PD1161 highlights how well a tablet can be produced by a company that's at the pinnacle of the game. And may I just take a second to appreciate how their pen is completely battery free, which is incredibly good for the environment in a world that seems to use so many batteries and destroy our environment bit by bit. But I've had an incredible time using this tablet. I've only been using it for a few days now, and in that time I've already picked up how it works, had a bit of fun and explored the tablet, figured out basically everything I could possibly need to know to use this tablet to a sufficient standard, and have had an incredible time just drawing art. This tablet is very fun to use, it's very convenient for travel, and for as little as $220, you could have this tablet sitting on your lap just like me. With that being said though, thank you to Galmon for sponsoring this video and providing me their PD1161 tablet. Feel free to check out the tablet with the links in the description below, and with that being said, let's get back to your regularly scheduled program. But I do want to quickly touch on what Marcel said, the person responsible for the quote-unquote prank. He said, "It was me. It was a shitty thing to do. I've apologized to Delirious tons of times over the years. I don't blame him for not forgiving me. The entire plan started and stopped at getting him to turn on his webcam and do a face reveal." And he follows on saying that he never told the person to go have phone sex with Delirious. They just wanted to see if they could get him to do a face reveal. And the girl had apparently done this of her own volition. And while this behavior from Marcel, on his own admission, is absolutely a shitty thing to do, Absolutely disgusting, and probably a crime, I'm not certain, but that does sound quite concerning. This was over 9 years ago. I want that to be very clear. This happened 9 years ago. This was a terrible decision made by an idiot 9 years ago. And while I'm not defending this disgusting action, I don't think that people should be trying to cancel Marcel for something they did 9 years ago. Literally 9 years ago. They've resolved it, they've discussed, they've apologized, they realize what they've done wrong, and they would never do it again. They know they made a mistake, which is a terrible mistake, and they won't do it again. So, I personally think that's where that should be left. I don't really know anything about Marcel, but from what I've seen here, I'm guessing that it's not in his character to ever do this type of thing again, and as such, it's a mistake that should have been left in the past. And then Louis Calibre also responds to the whole allegation of the people in the group sharing nudes from fans. Louis says, "I want to set the record straight. There's audio of me giving false information to someone about my friends and I sharing illicit pictures. I want you to know that is not true. My friends and I have never been involved in a group chat, Discord, Skype, etc., where the exchange of nudes or any inappropriate pictures took place. No chat like that has ever existed. I apologize to my friends for ever mentioning them and inadvertently dragging them into this mess. Please leave them out of my situation. I was unknowingly recorded and I felt something was up with the phone call and the direction it was going, so I told her a bunch of things that weren't true. I've asked them to release the full audio so you can understand what I said, but they won't." From this, I think it can be gathered that Louis was cut out of context in a method to try and expose him and use this information against the group, and Ohmwrecker has then taken this information, knowing it was cut out of context, and then spread it anyway, trying to make it seem like the group had some sort of incredible, criminal organization going on, where they were trading nudes between fans, which is disgusting. And it's terrible that Ohm has cut this out of context and tried to use this against the group, if Ohm knew that this was cut out of context anyway. It more comes across like Ohm just wasn't paying attention and was believing every piece of information he was being fed, and now he's dying on this hill, afraid to back up because he feels like it'll be worse for him, even though just admitting that what you said was untrue would probably be the best result for everyone here. Though Ohm has continued to blackmail people like Delirious, with constant DMs that Delirious has shown on his Twitter, day in and day out, highlighting how Ohm has been blackmailing him with this information for months, so I'm not sure if Ohm actually has malicious intentions behind this whole situation. Apparently, because he's apparently done it to Markiplier as well, this situation seems to have a lot of depth to it. It's quite concerning. It's concerning if Ohm's doing this intentionally, and it really does come across like Ohm has terrible intentions behind this behavior, which worries me a lot. It genuinely worries me a lot. If Ohm is how he's been painted by these other content creators, all I can really tell is that Ohm seems like the type of guy that doesn't really care about anyone else but himself, and is butthurt that they didn't want him in his friend group, so he's been searching around for information and dirt to try and blast them with for months, and has now held it over their head that he got some sort of dirt that doesn't even seem to have any merit behind it. When I first saw this story, sure, maybe those tweets looked a bit out of context, and while I did at first think that maybe they had some merit behind them, looking at the other side, it's really hard to trust Ohm's word when he's the only person stating all of this, and the people behind that phone sex prank call admitted that they were responsible and claimed that they had no intention of the illicit behavior, and also Delirious has claimed he didn't know their age. There's no proof against that, and as of right now, I'm willing to call everyone accused by Ohm innocent until there is more evidence to prove them guilty. As always though, every single situation like this one should always be handled with the mindset of innocent until proven guilty, as that's just the right way to handle these situations. You can't falsely accuse someone, and you can't stop calling someone guilty without the evidence. So, I don't want to read any comments trying to say that people are guilty until you've actually seen 100% proof. But with that being said, I'm willing to end this video here. I think I've said everything I need to say about this whole situation as of right now, and if this situation does continue to expand and add more detail to it, I'll definitely expound upon my points with a follow-up video. I feel like it's important that I make these videos quite short, sweet, transparent, and well-versed in the information, while staying in a very non-biased viewpoint. I went into this situation not really caring about either side, really. I just wanted to get the truth of the situation, and I believe I've done a good job of explaining so far what's happened with the situation. Now, with that being said though, if you have enjoyed this video, feel free to check out my other videos on the channel. I post every single day at 6 PM GMT, 1 PM EST, so if you want to see more of my content, that's your time, so set your alarms. Or you could do the simpler thing, you can subscribe to the channel down below to help me hit my 30k subscriber goal by the end of the year, and while you're down there, you can turn on the notifications so that you get notified every single time I upload. By doing so, you should, if YouTube does their job, get told when I post. You don't have to watch every video, but by being notified, you support me, and you also have the opportunity to see me again so I don't disappear from your life forever. While down there, you may also notice the description box. If you go into that description box, you'll notice all my other social media like my Twitter, Discord, Instagram. Those other platforms allow you to see more of myself and just get to have contact with me. I reply to basically everything on those social medias, though I can barely reply to comments anymore, which is kind of crazy. The support recently has been overwhelming. But on social media like Twitter, Discord, Instagram, you can have contact with me all the time. You can just talk to me and get to know me. Finally, I have my join button, Patreon, and Ko-fi all down below. By checking out those platforms, you can financially support me and financially support these videos. You can also get rewards on my Patreon, which allow you to either have me feature in a video or get this cool little mug. So, if you want to support me on those platforms, that would be incredibly cool. I appreciate all of the recent support. Thank you. Genuinely thank you. It's nuts that we're already at 25k. Thank you. I do mean it. I do mean it when I say it. Thank you. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Peace.
Says she wanna rock with it like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with it like me. We can catch a fly. Says she wanna rock with it.